Welcome in, everybody, to Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska, the site of the 2019 Alaska Baseball League All-Star, which is set to commence here in just a couple of minutes. Hello again, everybody. Brandon Monty alongside Nick Velan, happy as always to be bringing you Alaska Baseball League action today as the Mat-Su Miners well represented here in this Midsummer Classic for Alaska. 16 different Mat-Su Miners players were selected to the All-Star Game. And with first pitch just moments away, let's look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting National League team, which the Miners are representing here today. Malcolm Tipler bats first from the Glacier Pilots. He's at second. Eric Webb of the Miners bats second. He's in center. J. Paul Fullerton, the number 3 hitter, the catcher from the Chinooks, batting fourth. The Home Run Derby champion this year from the Mat-Su Miners, right fielder Justin Kirby. Another Mat-Su Miner to follow him, batting fifth and playing third is Cody Huff. Hitting sixth and playing short, Anchorage Glacier Pilot shortstop Matt Otino. Seventh from the Mat-Su Miners, making his second consecutive ABL All-Star Game appearance is first baseman Aaron Walters. Batting eighth is left fielder Dalen Clifton from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. And rounding out the order from the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, the 9-hitter Hayden Keller. He is the designated hitter as well. On the mound today for the American All-Stars will be Brian Wu of the Peninsula Oilers. In the first half of the season, went 4 games, 3 starts, 15 innings of work, no decisions, 2.40 ERA, including a quality start against the Miners that saw him go 5 innings. After struggling against the Miners last year, Wu putting a much better campaign together this season. The American League team is managed by Tyler LeBrun, making his All-Star Game managerial debut, getting the nod for the American team as they will be set to kick things off. And Nick, what are you most looking forward to out of this All-Star Game here today? Should be a lot of fun.
It should be a lot of fun, and that's what it is. It's just having a lot of fun, just playing the game of baseball. This isn't a very serious game. There are MLB scouts here still from the Scout Showcase, but all in all, it's just, it's just for the guys to have fun. And, it's a day off, technically. And, it's just a bunch of guys just having fun, playing the game that they love to play.
Malcolm Tipler will lead things off, one of 3 Pilots infielders represented on this American All-Star team as the first pitch is on the way, and it misses low for a ball, 1-0. First pitch today at 4:04 p.m. Temperature, a calm 67 degrees outside. The rain has held off. It was drizzling a bit during the Home Run Derby as the 1-0 pitch to Tipler misses outside for a ball. So 2-0 now from hurler Brian Wu. A mostly cloudy day, one of the gloomier days we've had this year for a ball game. As the 2-0 pitch to Tipler is lined towards second, and Mason Corbett leaps and makes the catch for out number 1. So a good play there by Corbett at second as we check out the defensive alignment for the National League team. Brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. John McKay is behind the plate from the Oilers. Ryan Sullivan at first. Mason Corbett, who just made that line drive, catches at second. Skylar Messenger at short. Colt Tate at third. Camden Vasquez in left. Jess Davis in center. And Blake Paws in right. Brian Wu is ready. First pitch on the way to Webb is in there for a called strike 1. As mentioned, Webb, one of 16 Mat-Su Miners selected to this year's ABL All-Star Game. Wu is working from the windup. First pitch on the way to Webb. Bounces off the catcher's glove to the backstop, so 1-1 count. Webb at the All-Star break leading all ABL hitters with a .362 average, and what a campaign he's had. 3 home runs, 24 RBIs, 9 doubles, 10 stolen bases. 1-1 from Wu. Upstairs for a ball, 2-1. And Nick Webb, also a contestant in the Home Run Derby this year. Put 8 of them together. A good performance. Not quite enough to get to the final round, but still held his own.
Yeah, he did. And I don't really remember what his official ranking was, but I believe it was around 4th or 5th place. He really showed out for the Miners and, really proved his stuff today with 8 home runs.
As Wu blows the fastball by Webb for 2-2. Now the pitch is on the way, and it misses inside, so Webby's run the count full 3-2 And Nick, Webb has also gotten a lot of attention this past weekend at the Scout Showcase. A lot of praise for his ability to hit the ball, certainly on many people's draft radars with the performances he's had for both Central Missouri and the Miners, as a 3-2 pitch misses low and outside for ball 4. So the first base runner of this All-Star game is going to reach via a walk as Webb trots down to first. So now a man on first base with 1 out. Still no score here between the American and National League teams, as J. Paul Fullerton will step into the box, one of the All-Star members of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, who the Miners will play on Tuesday. That's the first official game of the second half of the season for the Miners, and that one will count. Webb gets his lead from first, a threat to swipe a bag. Wu now working from the stretch, gives Webb a look. Now the first pitch to Fullerton, gets away to the backstop, and that's going to allow Eric Webb to advance to second base.
And that's why Webb is such a threat once he gets on the base path. He is a threat to get on any pass ball situation, and he's a threat even with a regular pitch to steal.
As Webb now over to second base will score that one a passed ball. So a man in scoring position now, 1-0 count, 1 out for J. Paul Fullerton. Wu is ready, the 1-0. Fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. Brian Wu has had a considerably more significant amount of velocity on his fastball, we've been told, from this year prior to last. As we mentioned, Nick looked very sharp against the Miners in Kenai, and so far, with the exception of a walk, has been painting the zone, and his fastballs looked very effective. The 1-1 pitch to Fullerton. In the dirt, gets away from McKay, and Webb is going to trot down to third base, and he's in there as he's practically willed himself 90 feet away from home plate. J. Paul Fullerton steps back into the box. 2-1 the count, 1 out. Eric Webb gets his lead from third base as Fullerton steps back in. Brian Wu will have to work his way out of trouble here in the first inning. Wu ready, gives Webb a look at third, now the 2-1. In the dirt, ball 3. Fullerton on the year, a .245 hitter. 23 hits to his credit, 12 runs, 20 RBIs. The most of any catcher in the Alaska Baseball League. 3-1, runner at third, 1 out. The pitch is lined straight back off the screen, foul, 3-2. And Nick, our new view here has got us a little closer to the foul balls. What do you think? I mean, the new view comes with a price, I guess.
It does, but good thing we have a net in front of us. Still
I guess so. Still a little scarier down here.
If any line drive goes by, though, I'm still going to flinch. I mean, we've noticed that early on in the season that I'm a flincher, so any line drive.
It's an adjustment.
Right back to me. I'm probably, and now the fans can see it too. See, in the press box, I was able to hide it.
3-2 pitch tipped into the catcher's glove for strike 3. And yeah, I apologize you're not able to hide that anymore, Nick, but hopefully you can hang in there. I think you'll be okay.
I think I will be too, but I mean, if there's a line drive, the fans are gonna see me maybe scream a little bit. But
scream a little. All right, you can flint. I don't know about scream. You might startle the people listening, so you might have to hold in the screams. I apologize.
Now, so I don't know.
I guess as Justin Kirby steps into the box, the whole champion this year had 12 in the opening round and 7 to win it against Blake Paw. As Brian Wu from the stretch deals. First pitch, fastball in there for a called strike 1. I'd still take this view over the booth. I'm just saying. I like the grandstands, you know, in front of the fans, so you get to see kind of the environment, what's going on. Yep. And we hear a little more chatter on the field, too. That's always fun.
Yep, it's definitely a cool experience down here.
0-1 pitch, a breaking ball that misses low and away for ball 1. So 1-1 now the count to Kirby, who, as mentioned, the 2019 ABL's Home Run Derby champion, also second in the Alaska Baseball League with 5 of them. And Nick, it was pretty much a scripted ending to that one with Paul and Kirby, the 2 best sluggers in the ABL, going head-to-head. Great way to start off this All-Star Sunday.
Yeah, and the atmosphere here was very cool too, because the fans were getting into it, and then when Kirby batted second in that home run derby, so he knew how many he had to hit, and once he hit that 7th, the bat flip that he threw up there
I think that
one was pretty
above press box level. He got a lot into that bat flip. It was very impressive. He's definitely had some practice with it. Kirby's ahead in the count, 2-1 the pitch. Fouled straight back off the press box, and that one will land back in play. So 2-2 the count. 2's across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third base in the form of Eric Webb as one Matsu minor looks to drive in another here in the top of the first inning with Cody Huff, another minor, waiting in the on-deck circle. Kirby 5 home runs on the season. Digs back in, and he awaits the 2-2 righty-on-righty matchup. The pitch in the dirt for ball 3. Didn't get far enough away from John McKay, though, as Webb will stay put at third, and the counts run full, 3-2. Kirby, a .250 hitter in the first half of the season. A Kent State Golden Flash this past year, where he hit 3 home runs in a game. The Golden Flash in nearly 15 years to accomplish that feat. 3-2 pitch on the way is lined towards second, and Mason Corbett gathers the short hop, throws over to first in time for out number 3, and the side is retired. National League team leaves one on base, excuse me. I got to get used to that. It's an adjustment, it really is. Hey, it was a minor, though. We had 3 minors up in the inning, so I'm still trying to adjust a little bit here. I apologize, folks. As the American League, excuse me, yikes, the American League leaves one stranded in the top of the first inning. We go to the bottom. National League coming up to bat. Randy Abshire will throw for the minors. We'll tell you all about him when we come back. Mason Corbett digs in for the American League All-Star team as he'll lead things off as second baseman for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Randy Abshire on the hill for the minors. First pitch to Corbett is chopped over towards first base. Aaron Walters gathers it, says, I got this one, steps on the bag for the first out of the inning. 3 unassisted as we look at the defensive alignment for the National League All-Stars. J. Paul Fullerton's behind the plate catching. Walters is at first, who just recorded the putout. Malcolm Tipler at second. Matt Otino at short. Cody Huff at third. Then in the outfield, Dalen Clifton in left, and then 2 minors in center and right in the form of Eric Webb and Justin Kirby. Batter for the Oilers is Camden Vasquez from the Oilers. Takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Vasquez has been leading the ABL in average for most of the season, now second behind Eric Webb. Has been in a bit of a slide as of late, but still a very productive year as he watches 2 go by here to start his at-bat 0-2, as Randy Abshire just continues to look sharp, even here in the All-Star game, has just been dialed in his last couple of appearances.
And he's been getting ahead early in counts, and that's what you love to see out of a pitcher. And after his performance on that Scout Showcase game, he said that was his easiest outing ever, and he went 3 up, 3 down in his appearance. Or excuse me, he gave up a hit, but other than that, he battled out of it.
As he gets the punch out here, Vasquez is retired quickly. 2 up, 2 down here for the American League All-Stars. As we take a look at the rest of their lineup, Blake Paw, who's coming up finishing second in the Derby. The leader and Dinger bats now. Cheney Rogers, his teammate to follow. Jess Davis hitting 5th. Ryan Sullivan 6th. Colt Tate 7th. Skylar Messenger 8th. And John McKay, the catcher from the Oilers, rounds out the order. Abshire working quickly here. First pitch to Paw on the way, misses low. A little Arizona versus Arizona matchup as the count now 1-0. Paw quickly ahead in the count. Abshire, a 1.69 ERA, 2-0 on the season with a ABL leading 35 strikeouts, as the count now 1-1 on a fastball on the outer part of the plate. Abshire also leading the league in innings pitched with 37 1/3. Has certainly got a good workload here for the Miners as the 1-1 a fastball at the knees, and all Paul could do was watch it go by. 1-2 now the count. And Nick, Randy Abshire just continues to mix speed so effectively, has just been unstoppable as the 1-2 pitch now on the way to Blake Paul misses outside and high. 2-2.
Yep, and with us being this close too now, you can really see how effective he is and how much movement he has on the ball. Really up close and personal with him right now. And it's just impressive to see how he makes that ball move.
2-2 pitch. Misses again outside. 3-2 now the count for Randy Abshire as he looks to work a quick 1-2-3 inning here. And I'd imagine, Nick, that every inning we'll see a new pitcher in this game as these teams will try to get as many guys as much work as possible. The 3-2 pitch now on the way, misses outside for ball 4. So Paul draws a 6-pitch walk here. So the American League All-Stars have a base runner here in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs as one Anchorage Buck leads to another as the cleanup man DH Cheney Rogers steps in. Rogers has also been used as a pitcher for the Bucks this season, but has fared better as a hitter, digging in from the right side. He has 1 walk-off home run on the year. Abshire now working from the stretch, lefty-on-lefty matchup as the first pitch is a fastball that's fouled off the umpire for strike 1. As Nick, this could be a little preview of a playoff matchup down the road between the Miners and the Bucks. These two teams have been duking it out so far this season in 10 matchups and even 5-5. The Bucks in first, the Miners in second, trailing by 2.5 games. It's been a great matchup to watch.
It really has been. And then also today in the home run derby, the 2 finalists, the Buck and the Miner. So, you know, all around the ABL, the Miners and Bucks have been definitely the teams ahead of the curve. So we'll see how that comes down the road for playoffs.
Cheney Rogers stepping in, a .270 hitter with 3 home runs on the year. The 1-1 pitch to him, an off-speeder that misses just inside. 2-1 now from Randy Abshire as Rogers steps in, as DH'd and played first for the Bucks this year, as well as pitching, like I mentioned. Also has 5 stolen bases, 16 walks, 2 doubles, and 2 triples. Abshire ready, takes a deep breath from the belt. The 2-1 pitch, a fastball that runs inside and nearly gets Rogers. So 3-1 now the count, a hitter's count for the American League All-Stars cleanup hitter. The speedy Jess Davis waiting in the on-deck circle, the ABL leader in stolen bases, a member of the Chugiak Chinooks. As a mostly gloomy day here in Anchorage, a lot of cloud coverage, but thankfully the rain has held off as a 3-1 is grounded hard towards first. It bounces off Walter's glove, but Tipler recovers, throws over to first. A nice backup play there by Malcolm Tipler. Up play over at second base, and the side is retired. Both teams held scoreless through 1 inning as the ABL All-Star Game is now through 1. No score with the National League All-Stars coming to bat. Cody Huff leading things off here for the National League All-Star team. Top of the second inning, still no score between these two All-Star squads as Zach Sundin is now on the hill for the American League team representing the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks as Cody Huff watches a ball miss low. 1-0 now the count. Sundin ready working from the windup. The 1-0 pitch to Huff misses just a bit inside for ball 2. 2-0 now the count to the Stanford commit Cody Huff, the youngest member of this Mat-Su minor team, getting an all-star appearance here, starting at third base as he's quickly ahead in the count 3-0 as he's yet to lift the bat off the shoulders. We'll see if he gets anything to hit here and if he's taking all the way. Sundin takes a deep breath. Here comes the 3-0 offering and it misses inside for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to start the top of the second. For the National League All-Stars, Cody Huff reaches base like his fellow teammate Eric Webb, reaching base on a free pass, and now Matt Otino, a shortstop representing the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, steps in as Zach Sundin's first pitch misses a bit low for a ball. 5 straight now for Sundin out of the pen. So far this year with the Chinooks, 8 appearances, all starts, 1 win, 3 losses, 4.34 earned run average. As there's now a runner at first base, nobody down to start the top of the second. Cody Huff gets his lead from first. Sundin is ready, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside, so 6 straight now for Sundin out of the pen.
You know, it's just the All-Star game. Nerves could be a little high. We'll see what happens for the rest of this inning, but he should calm down and, you know, be effective.
As a 2-0 pitch waved at and missed by Otino, came up empty on the fastball, 2-1. Aaron Walters waiting in the on-deck circle for the National League team as the 2-1 pitch on the way is hit well out to left field, but should be in play for Camden Vasquez as he settles underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1 of the inning. So 1 man on, 1 man out, and here comes a 2-time All-Star now, making another appearance this year. It's first baseman Aaron Walters of the Mat-Su Miners. Walters, a versatile player for this minor team, has played catcher, first base, as well as outfield. As he steps into the box, lefty on lefty matchup, runner at first, 1 out. Sundin's first pitch to him, a fastball that misses for ball 1. And Nick, how would you describe Aaron Walters' game to the people out there as he's not only a veteran of this team, kind of a good leader, and how would you describe his game?
You know, he's, as you mentioned, a leader. He's definitely kind of, you know, reserved to himself, but when he needs to get them going, like, he will be the guy to get everyone up and ready to hit if the team is down or if they're making some defensive errors. He's the one to, you know, correct that on the field. He's kind of, you know, the quiet leader of the pack.
And you don't always have to be vocal to be a leader. You can always lead by example.
And that's what he does. He leads by example day in and day out. He's just the go-to guy for anything, really. And the Miners are lucky enough to have him this season.
Veteran presence on this Miners team, no question about it. The 2-1 pitch is hit in the air, foul to the left side, and that one's going to get out of play into the seats. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. As we've got our, we're signaling to the dugout over here, folks. We've got our first interviewee of the ball game, and it's going to be Randy Abshire. And folks, Abshire is I think this will be a lot of fun, Nick. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one.
He is quite the character, you know. He's
smiling over here. He's ready.
Player,
he's locked in. He's locked in and ready to go.
It should be interesting to have a nice conversation.
3-2 pitch grounded over to short. The runner, Cody Huff, takes off. Throw to first in time for out number 2. So now Cody Huff standing at second base. 2 down now here in this top of the second inning. As coming up to bat will be Dalen Clifton, the left fielder. And I'll turn it over here to Randy Abshire real quick. He'll sit in with Nick Velan. And Randy, I hope you're ready because Nick's ready to go. Here we go.
All right.
Welcome in, Randy.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
That was quite the all-star performance. Just walk me through how you attacked that inning.
Yeah, it's an all-star game, so, you know, I'm trying to throw my hardest out there.
Dalen Clifton lines that up the middle. That will drop. Barehanded by Skylar Messenger to throw to first in time for out number 3. So that'll be your inning, folks. So we'll take a little short break, and when we come back, we'll have Randy Abshire to talk to us about his performance in the All-Star Game and Alaska Baseball League experience so far. Matthew Sanchez coming in to pitch for Randy Abshire, and Randy went from the dugout to right here, joined alongside us to talk to us a little bit about the Alaska Baseball League experience and how he's been doing so far as a minor. So Randy, welcome into the broadcast, not really booth, but area for this ball game.
Cool little spot. Nice view.
And how does it feel to be selected as the All-Star Game starting pitcher?
Oh, it's an honor. It's a cool thing. Not many people get to come up here and do this, so that's a real honor. Yeah, it was just a fun little deal out there.
And you've been quite the performer for the minors so far, one of the go-to pitchers on the team. Just how have you really been attacking day by day up here in Alaska?
It's just like you said, it day by day. You just gotta work hard every single day. Take advantage of your resources. We got a really good pitching coach, Jeff Erlab, and we got a great head coach, Tyler Brunn. I mean, they're putting us in the spot where we can shine, and I just appreciate that. And I think all the other minors and other players here, all the other players here are enjoying it as well.
As the 0-2 pitch will be fouled off his foot, and the count will remain 0-2 with number 22, Matt Otino, up at the plate. Excuse me, Hayden Keller up at the plate for the, wrong. All right, excuse me there. So Randy, as a minor, what kind of, how does that compare to other ABL teams that you've seen so far in the season?
I think we're better than everybody else. The Bucks are playing really well right now. They're leading the standings. But I think we're going to get them in the end. I really do think our pitching staff is really dialed in compared to theirs. But I think our starting pitchers are just better, period. We got a lot of good D1 guys. And as the numbers show, I think we're doing pretty well. So that's good. I think we're gonna pull it out at the end.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So, what are some of your best experiences so far, just being in Alaska, as the 1-2 pitch is foul tipped into J. Paul Fullerton's mitt for strike 3 and out number 1. Just what have been your best experiences so far being up here in Alaska?
Oh, the weather. The weather's great, and the sun. The sun is up 24/7, so it's fun to play the later games. Not many people get to play the later games, which is fun. But the experience is great. It's great for baseball. It's great to mature as a pitcher. You just get to see the innings, and that's what every pitcher needs is just that experience to get better. And like I said earlier, just the coaches. The coaches are a big time deal in all of our step to be a better baseball player, which is great. I think that's the most important part.
And then outside of baseball, what have been some of your best experiences as the 0-1 pitch is popped up to right field? Justin Kirby under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
I think the best experience for outside of baseball is probably just hanging around the guys. You get to hear about other colleges, you get to hear about other coaches, and I think that's good because it puts everything into perspective, and you just learn about other things. It's baseball's a learning game. You learn from it, and you just take it day by day. That's what you're supposed to do out here, especially being in a summer league. But it's good. It's a good experience. I think everybody should do it, and just keep doing your thing while you're out here.
First pitch to Cole Tate, lined into right field. Kirby will make the play and throw it in as a 2-out single for Cole Tate. Brings up Skylar Messenger out of the Peninsula Oilers. Randy Abshire alongside us here for an interview. And what has been some of your favorite, moments on the mound for pitching for the Miners?
Oh, probably speaking the Kenai through 8 innings. That was fun, especially when you have the boys behind you, rooting you on the entire way. It's such a good feeling, especially when you have a team that's so connected like us. It just makes for a good baseball atmosphere.
And the long road trips and just being around the guys 24/7 really creates that atmosphere. Who are some of your favorite guys so far on the team that you're really connected with so far?
Probably one of my Arizona buddies, Blake Payton, but also Kyler Bush, Brandon White when he was here. It's pretty much everybody. Everybody's really tight knit, especially on the Miners. We're all just boys, and we all support each other in their decisions.
Great to hear. 0-2 to Skylar Messenger up the plate. 0-2 pitch on its way, and that's lined out of play. Foul. Count will remain 0-2 here in the bottom half of the second inning as a scoreless game here at the All-Star Game. And Randy, what are you most looking forward to just going back home? What are some of your things that you're really going to miss about Alaska?
Probably baseball. Just like I said, the atmosphere here is just so fun to play in. It's just different. It's just different, especially being here and being home. It's just fun. It's just a good time, and we're all here to win.
0-2 pitch swung on and missed by Skylar Messenger for out number 3, and that'll be our second inning. As we go to the top of the third inning, we have a scoreless ball game at 0-0 here at Mulcahy Stadium.
National League team coming up to bat here, top of the third inning, no score in this ABL All-Star Game through 2 innings. Brandon Monty alongside Nick Veland, happy as always to be bringing you Matsu Minors and I guess ABL baseball today. Just the best that the Alaska Baseball League has to offer as the first pitch from Ian Mejia, a University of Arizona hurler, is in there to Hayden Keller for a called strike one. And Nick, we've seen Hayden Keller hit the ball pretty well this year, especially against the Miners. A home run back on opening day against us. Keller doesn't have really the looks of a power hitter, but make no mistake about it, when he connects, it's going a long way.
Yeah, when he makes solid contact, it will go far, and he's a deadly hitter up there. Definitely probably top of the lineup for the Chinooks on power and just consistency.
As Keller stepping back in, the 9-hitter for this All-Star team here today. So far on the year, a .262 hitter, 3 homers, 22 runs batted in, second most of the outfielders from this National League team, as a fastball on 2-1 is fouled out of play, and the count is now 2-2. That foul ball is brought to you by the Palmer Golf Course. With all this beautiful summer weather that we're having, with, I guess, the exception of today, it's never a bad time to work on your golf game and practice your stroke. And the Palmer Golf Course is a great opportunity to do that, just 5 minutes away from Herman Brothers Field, as the 2-2 pitch is in there on the outside part of the plate. A fastball for strike 3. Keller is set down looking for the first out of this third inning. As coming up to bat will be Malcolm Tipler, who lined out to second base his last time out. One second baseman lining out to the other, for that matter, as the Glacier Pilots infielder steps back into the box. Tipler, a .284 hitter, 5th in the ABL in batting average, as he watches a fastball go by for a called strike one. Nobody on, 0-1 count, 1 out. Still no score between these teams in what has been a pitcher's duel, as the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. And Nick, that's something we've been pretty accustomed to seeing this year, is pitcher's duels here in the Alaska Baseball League.
And especially in the All-Star Game. And you see that in the MLB too, is when you have the best of the best pitching-wise on the mound for 1 or 2 inning outings, they're going to be very effective, and they're going to be knocking down the hitters.
It's tough to crack the scoreboard,
as they are typically low scoring. And we'll see what happens here in this ball game, but through 2 innings, very low scoring, no runs, and only 1 hit combined through both teams.
1-2 pitch is poked foul by Tipler over towards the third base coach, so the count remains 1-2. Just 1 hit in this ball game, and it belongs to the American League All-Stars, as the National League trying to avoid putting up another goose egg. The 1-2 pitch is hit in the air out towards left center field. Drifting over is Jess Davis to his right, makes the catch in the gap for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down to start this top half. The third for the American League team, as Ian Mejia makes quick work of the 9-1 hitters. Coming up to bat now is Eric Webb. He walked his first time around, got to third base on 2 pass balls, but was unable to get any farther than that, as we'll see what he can do this time around. Again, as we mentioned, a hitter in the home run derby, as the first pitch to him is chopped towards third, and that one will go foul past the third base coach. 0-1 now the count. And Nick, Eric Webb, just a spectacular season, among some of the best hitters you've ever seen in person at the collegiate level. Where would you say Webb is ranked so far with the performance he's put on this year? Really just solid all around.
He's definitely up there because of how effective he is, and he's coming off a red-hot college series season 2, where he dominated at the Division II level, and just an incredible athlete up there. He kind of, reminds me of Jose Altuve.
A little bit. I was thinking that myself. I wanted to mention that to you, as the 1-1 pitch, a fastball misses inside, is in there on the inside corner for strike 2. 1-2 on 2 out.
And he's kind of built like him too. He's very fast and very strong, and just a small all-around player, but effective when he's up at the plate.
1-2 pitch, a breaking ball that just misses off the inside part of the play. That was a close one there. We saw a couple of infielders for the American League team starting to trot off the field a bit, but 2's across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on, as Eric Webb, the number 2 hitter at the plate. The 2-2 pitch on the way to him. Breaking ball in the dirt for strike 3. Gets away from the catcher, Caden Hobson. He throws down to first to Ryan Sullivan in time for the third out of the inning, as the National League team goes 1-2-3. We're through 2.5 here at Mulcahy Stadium. No score in the 2019 ABL All-Star Game. Another new pitcher on the hill here, bottom of the third inning. As for the National League All-Stars, it'll be a Matsu minor, Kyler Busch. And Busch, the only complete game shutout and no-hitter for that matter as a starter this year. Nick, earlier in the season against these Anchorage Bucks here at Mulcahy Stadium, certainly one of the best pitchers in the minors rotation.
Definitely, for sure. And we were able to have a conversation with him during the home run derby because, you know, he thought he should have deserved a spot for the minors, being a part of that. But obviously Justin Kirby pulling the minors ahead and winning the home run derby as Kyler Busch was able to hit some out of Herman Brothers Field during a batting practice one day.
As the first pitch grounded right back to him, as Jonathan Villa will quickly be set down here as Busch flips over to his minors teammate Aaron Walters. One pitch, one out to start this bottom half of the third inning, as coming up to bat will be Mason Corbett, the leadoff hitter, as we're seeing a couple of changes here already for these teams, as we'll try to get every All-Star some work here that's listed as active on the roster today. Corbett steps in, the leadoff hitter for the Chinooks, the league leader in on-base percentage. Lefty-on-lefty matchup here as Kyler Busch goes into his windup, and the first pitch on the way to Corbett misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. And Nick, what do you like most about Kyler Busch's game? He's looked so strong all year. There's plenty to be excited about as a coach or scout on the hill. What do you think is his strongest attribute?
Multiple things. You know, he has a really good fastball that we just witnessed there. He's able to throw it past him like nobody's business, and, you know, he really knows situational awareness too. Like when his no-hitter, he was able to get ground balls when he walked the man at first. There are 2 or 3 innings where he was able to get a ground ball for a double play, which either ended the inning or was 1 out away from ending the inning. As I would just say, the situational awareness as a pitcher.
So the 2-1 pitch is in there at the knees for a called strike 2. So 2-2 now the count, nobody on and 1 out. Neither team able to correct the run column to this point. In fact, just 1 hit between the squads as Busch is ready. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball got him. Ring him up for strike 3, looking a fastball in the inside corner. Sets down Mason Corbett for the second out of the inning as 2 up, 2 down for Kyler Busch here in the bottom half of inning number 3. That'll bring up the speedy slap-hitting Camden Vasquez, who was struck out by another Matsu minor pitcher, Randy Abshire, back in the first inning. Vasquez getting his second at-bat here in the ball game. Nobody on, 2 outs. First pitch to him, a breaking ball, and that one was nasty, dropping in on the outside part of the plate for a called strike 1. As there's not much, Nick, you can do about that as a hitter on a pitch that effective as the 0-1. Another fastball again, painting the outside corner, and just like that, Busch is ahead in the count, 0-2.
And that's why he's so effective. He gets ahead early in the count. He commands the strike zone when he needs to command it. And he's just all around a great performer on the mound.
0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. A waste pitch there trying to get him to chase, but the fish weren't biting. 1-2 is now our count. A good crowd on tap here, Nick, for this ABL action today. Luckily, the rain not able to hold that many people off as the 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. 2-2. Good crowd on tap for what seems to be a good day for baseball.
It really is. You know, it was a little muggy to start the day. You know, a few rain showers here and there. It's kind of starting to hold off a little bit as throughout the day it's supposed to get better and better. So we'll see what goes on for the rest of the ball game. And, you know, here at Mulcahy Stadium in the grandstands area where we are, there's a nice little roof over our heads to protect us from it. So all around, great game and a great day for some baseball.
2-2 pitch is on the way from Kyler Busch to Camden Vasquez. It's right there for a called strike 3, and the side is retired. Kyler Busch sets him down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. We're through 3 here at Mulcahy Stadium, still scoreless in the 2019 Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game.
Connor McCord into pitch. And this All-Star game will be up against two minors this inning, Justin Kirby and Cody Huff. And then J. Paul Fullerton to lead things off in this top half of the fourth inning. A 0-0 ball game in favor of no one so far, as we are getting set and ready here for the top of the fourth inning. One hit for the first 3 innings combined for both teams. That hit goes to the American League team that is up on the mound right now, as J. Paul Fullerton gets in and ready. First pitch on its way to him, and that's driven down the third baseline out of play, and the count moves to 0-1 here at Mulcahy Stadium for this All-Star game. Fullerton ready in the left-handed batter's box, lefty on lefty matchup. 0-1 pitch on his way, driven over to second baseman Mason Corbett. He makes the play, throws it first, not in time, as the first hit for the National League team comes to J. Paul Fullerton. Bringing up home run derby champion Justin Kirby. You think Kirby can go deep here?
Well, I don't know. We'll see if he's exerted all of his energy in the Derby. I mean, after all, that's where it counted the most. I mean, it'd be nice to go deep in the All-Star game, get an MVP award maybe, but we'll see.
19 home runs for him in the home run derby. That's all he needed to beat Blake Paul in the championship round. He had 7, Paul had 6, as Justin Kirby will go down as the 2019 ABL Home Run Derby champion, as the count moves to 1-1 to him. Cody Huff on deck with J. Paul Fullerton on first. Connor McCord for the American League team as the 1-1 pitch on its way. In his last outing, went 7 innings pitched with giving up no hits to his name, as Kirby runs the count 2-1. Fullerton has a short lead over at first. 2-1 pitch on its way, misses low and inside for ball 3. 3-1 is now the count to Justin Kirby.
I'm surprised they gave an error on that last play. That was no hit.
So that was not
for the National League team.
That was not the first hit for the National League team, as the 3-1 pitch will miss for ball 4, and Kirby will trot over to first on the walk. Runners on first and second for the National League team, with Cody Huff coming to the plate. And Cody Huff has been a standout player for the Miners ever since he started his first game. Great defensively and offensively, all-around good player. What do you expect to see out of him in this All-Star game?
Well, the one thing I've really liked about Cody Huff this season, and I think we should expect to see throughout the rest of the year continue, is just his versatility. I mean, his ability to play multiple different positions. And he's the kind of guy, no matter where you put him in the lineup, no matter what you ask him to do, he delivers. You ask him to get something done, and he gets it done.
In the last ABL official game, he had 8 RBIs on 2 home runs against the Chinooks, and a lights-out performance by him. Really had himself a day with a grand slam, a 3-run home run, and an RBI double. Doesn't really get better than that when you go head to the ballpark ready to play a ball game.
No, it certainly doesn't, and I'm surprised we don't have any record books for the Miners. I'm a little disappointed in that. I'd like to see if those 8 RBIs did in fact set a record for the most in a single game, but I guess we won't know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's definitely there. The 1-1 pitch lined up, and that will go out of play, and the count will move to 1-2 to Cody Huff at the plate. And we already talked to Randy Abshire today. We should expect a few more players to come by and have a talk with us. And we'll have all that action for you here on All-Star Game Sunday at Mulcahy Stadium. McCord ready with the 1-2 pitch to Huff, as that's driven into right center field. That's going to drop. And J. Paul Fullerton rounding third, heading to the plate. The throw will not be in time, and Fullerton will score as the throw to second. Huff initially beat it, but will overslide the bag and will get tagged out on the overslide, but he'll get credited there with a double, and great hit there by Huff to score a run, and now he stands at third. So Cody Huff stays hot as the RBI double puts the first run and first hit for the National League team of the ball game. 1-0 is your score here in the top of the fourth inning, as Justin Kirby still stands at third, threatening to score. As Matt Otino gets ready at the plate. Connor McCord, 0-1 pitch on its way. As an off-speed pitch that will miss low for ball one. The count leaving up at 1-1. And you know, it's a weird perspective seeing balls being hit. We're not really used to it from down here on field level. As you know, we weren't really positive of where that one was going, if that was going to get over second baseman Mason Corbett or not. So it's a little tougher to judge him from down here.
I guess so, and it's a little tougher for you not to flinch, Nick. I kind of feel bad for you. I remember you mentioned that. Hey, I'm just saying, I'm probably not going to let you live that one down for a while. I hate to say it, but we got the net here. I think we'll be okay.
I mean, we had the window up there a couple days ago, and
it held sturdy.
It held
sturdy. It was a hard hit ball. I was a little scared myself too. I'll admit it. It was a bit of a shock there. I flinched myself. So
3-1 count to Matt Otino at the plate, as that's a ground ball to Skylar Messenger at short. The throw to first in time, but Justin Kirby will score from third, as the National League will extend their lead here 2-0. 2-0 ball game here in the top of the fourth inning, as Aaron Walters heads up to the plate, ready to go. First pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. No one on, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. 2 runs have already scored for the National League team here in this ball game, all in this inning, as the 0-2 pitch is in there again for a called strike two. First pitch off speed, second pitch a fastball in there at the knees for strike two. 0-2 is the count to Aaron Walters at the plate. 0-2 pitch on its way will bounce in front of home plate for ball one. 1-2 is the count. No one on, 2 outs, 1-2 count to Aaron Walters at the plate, as the festivities will conclude today at Mulcahy Stadium. Friday, Saturday was a scout showcase where both, as the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike three, and that'll be your inning, as the National League gets 1 hit, 1 error to the American League, no runners left on, and 2 runs scored as we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. The National League leads this one 2-0. Blake Paul, runner-up in the home run derby, steps in to lead things off. First pitch to him is a pop-up over by first base. Aaron Walters appears to be under it and will make the catch for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the southpaw on the mound out of the Chinooks team, number 17, Joey Levitt. As the first offering to number 21, Cheney Rogers. He's designated hitting in this ball game. Is in there for a called strike 1 as Levitt 0-1 pitch on its way, swung on and missed for strike 2. And Levitt's having a pretty good start to the inning as a 1 pitch out to start the bottom half of the 4th inning, and now ahead in the count to Rogers 0-2. Here on a great day for some baseball. Was a little rainy early on for the home run derby, but it has cleared off right now as the 0-2 pitch will miss in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 is the count. All in all, it's a great game and a great atmosphere for some baseball, and it doesn't get better than this. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The National League leads the American League 2-0. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Great off speed by Levitt on the mound to strike out Rogers, as that will bring up Jess Davis. And this is a little, fun situation here. How they do the All-Star Game is basically the current league standings. Because of the 5-team, 1 team has to be split up. So if you're in last place, your team is getting split up. So the Chinooks are half on the National League team, half on the American League team, and then the first place and the third place team is on a team, and then the second and fourth place team are on a team, or second and third and first and fourth are on a team. So Joey Levitt is up against Jess Davis at the plate. A Chinooks versus Chinooks matchup as the count runs 1-1. 1-1 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike 2. As you know, it's kind of fun to see that every now and again, and just have some fun here at the All-Star Game against each other. 1-2 pitch on its way. That's driven out of play and foul, and the count will stay 1-2. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The National League leads the American League team 2-0, as both of those runs came in the top of the 4th inning. Both teams, though, have only 1 hit, as the 1-2 pitch on its way is that's crushed down the first base line, but that will go foul, and the count will remain 1-2. As that foul ball is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. If you need a nut, bolt, or screw, or any sort of tool, head down to the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're located in Wasilla, Big Lake, and Palmer. As the 1-2 pitch will miss outside for ball 2. 2-2 is the count. There's 2s on the board here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 2. Jess Davis at the plate. 2-2 pitch on its way is a little grounder down the first base line, but that will go foul, and the count will remain 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As the 2-2 pitch from Levitt on its way, and that's popped up right behind us. That will go out of play for a souvenir, and the count will remain 2-2. So Davis and Levitt, both Chinooks teammates, are battling it out here in a deep at-bat, as Davis isn't letting Levitt have it down easy, as the 2-2 pitch on its way will miss outside, and the count will go full. So Davis worked hard to get this at-bat to full, worked his way out of a hole at 1-2, as the payoff pitch on its way swung on and missed, as that will be out number 3 on the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for the American League team. As no runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left on. We head to the top of the fifth inning. The National League leads 2-0. As we head into the top of the fifth inning here at Mulcahy Stadium. New pitcher for the American League team, Sam Brace out of the Chinooks with a 4.26 left-handed pitcher on the mound with a 4.26 ERA. As the first offering will be a ball one, as Dalen Collicton is at the plate, and the 1-0 pitch will miss, or will be fouled down the first base line for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs here in the top of the fifth inning. The National League leads the American League 2-0. Brace ready. 1-1 pitches. A ground ball down the first base line, foul, and the count will move in Brace's favor at 1-2. 1-2 pitch on the way. That's grounded to shortstop Skylar Messenger. He makes the play, fires over to first in time for out number 1, and Otino, Eric Clifton, is retired. As Hayden Keller will now get his swings in here in the top of the fifth inning. 1 out with Hayden Keller at the plate. Is swung on and missed. A nice off-speed pitch there by Brace as the count moves to 0-1. Another Chinooks versus Chinooks matchup here in this All-Star game. 0-1 pitch on its way and ready. Will miss outside for ball 1. 1-1's the count. And Brandon, what do you think about just a battle against the two teammates here?
Well, it's got to be a little friendly matchup here as the 1-1 pitch bounced back to Brace, and he snags it. Nice play there by Brace and flips it over to first base for the out. I'm sure they'll have a couple jabs for each other after this game. Obviously, we saw a Chinooks versus Chinooks matchup in the last inning that ended with a strikeout. I'm sure there will be some friendly jabs in the clubhouse about that one, as the pitchers are now 2-0 against the hitters. That's back to the top of the order for the National League with Malcolm Tipler.
Tipler up at the plate. He popped up in the first inning, as the first offering to him in the fifth is in there for a called strike one. 0-1 is the count to him. As 0-1 pitch will miss outside for ball 1. 1-1's the count. As the Miners are having 16 players on this National League team, and on the American League team, the Bucks have 16 as well. So the top two teams in the ABL are showing out here in this All-Star game at 16 apiece, as the 2-1 pitch from Brace on its way, and that's a dribbler down the first base line, foul, and the count will go to 2-2 with 2s on the board, with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 2-0 ball game here in the top of the fifth inning. 2-2 pitch on its way to Tipler, as Austin is in there for a called strike 3. As Tipler has some jokes with the home plate umpire about that one, as he was left standing in awe at the pitch that was delivered to him, as that would be out number 3 on the inning. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We have a 2-0 ball game in favor of the National League. George Arias to toe the rubber here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, as Ryan Sullivan for the American League squad will lead off this bottom half of the 5th inning, as it appears to be Sullivan, Tate, and Messenger due up in this inning, as the first pitch is grounded over to Cody Huff at third. The fire over to Aaron Walters at first in time for out number 1 for the first out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And a great day for some baseball here in Anchorage. A great weekend, as Friday, Saturday was a scout showcase with 25 MLB scouts to watch. All these players play in at least 2 games, if not 3, as the weekend concludes with All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby, as the first pitch to Cole Tate is in there for a called strike 1. As in that Home Run Derby, if you have not heard already, Justin Kirby out of the Matsu Miners won that with a 12 home run first round that got him to the championship against Blake Paul out of the Anchorage Bucks, and he beat Paul 7-6. As the 1-1 pitch to Tate on its way will miss inside for ball 2. 2-1 is the count now to Tate, as Messenger stands on deck, ready to go here with a 2-1 count. Arias kicks and deals the 2-1 pitch, and that misses high for ball 3. 3-1 is now your count. As they got a good crowd here at Mulcahy Stadium for this All-Star Game. 3-1 pitch on its way to Tate will miss in the dirt for ball 4. And the American League will have a base runner here with 1 out, and Skylar Messenger coming up to the plate. Tate stands at first, Arias on the mound, and Messenger coming up to the plate. 2-0 ball game in favor of the National League team. With the 5 different teams here, 4 of them are broadcasting, so we are down the grandstands right next to the Oilers broadcasting crew. The Bucks and the Pilots broadcasting crew are up in the press box, and us two are down here broadcasting some baseball in front row seats Doesn't get better than this here at Mulcahy Stadium as Arias runs the count 0-1 to Messenger. Tate gets his lead off first. 0-1 pitch on its way as that's driven down the third base line. That will stay fair and head to the fence. Dalen Collicton fields it out in left field. He'll fire it in. Tate's rounding third and heading home, and he'll score it easily without a throw. And we have a 2-1 ball game here at Mulcahy. American League scores 1 run on that RBI double from Messenger. 2-1 game though. The National League will still lead it as John McKay is getting ready in the right-handed batter's box, ready to go here in the bottom half of the 5th inning with 1 out and a runner on second. Arias ready with the first offering as that's driven into right field. That will drop for a base hit. Messenger getting held up at third. McKay will hold at first as we have runners at the corners here with the top of the lineup, Mason coming up to the plate. Messenger stands at third, McKay at first. 2 hits so far in this inning. That's more than the entire ball game up to this point, or ties the ball game all the way up to this point. As Arias shakes off the first sign, gets what he likes to Mason Corbett at the plate. The first offering on its way as that's driven up to second baseman Tippler. He fires a second in time for first out, and they'll throw in time at first for the second out for the 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Couldn't ask for anything better than that to get you out of that situation, as the National League still leads 2-1, but the American League will score 1 there on 2 hits, 1 runner left on, and no errors as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Nationals lead the American League 2-1. And here we are in the top half of the 6th inning. Eric Webb to lead things off here as a new pitcher for the American League team. Robert Hamby will toe the mound for the American League team out of the Anchorage Bucks. He has a 3.68 ERA, a right-handed pitcher. As Eric Webb gets ready to start the inning off. As he was able to make it to third in the first, nothing doing there as that inning ended with no runs scored, as the first pitch to him is fouled straight back off the pole right to the right of us, as the count will move to 0-1 with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. National League leads the American League here 2-1, and a great already performance through 5 innings. Really quick pace of play, around an hour 20 through 5 innings of work here. It doesn't really get better than that, as the 0-1 pitch will miss outside for ball one. 1-1 is the count here to Eric Webb. 1-1 pitch, fouled straight back again, off the pole to the right of us. So he's being very accurate with that pole right there. As the 1-2 pitch, as the 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back, and the count will go to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Webb stands up at the plate. 1-2 pitch on its way, and Webb knew as soon as it hit the catcher's glove that was there for strike 3, as he's held looking for strike 3 for the first out of the inning, which that will bring up as Zach Morgan will be coming in for J. Paul Fullerton here in the 6th inning, with Sam Thompson looking to come in for Cody Huff on deck. As Hamby ready on the mound, first pitch to him is fouled off of the heel. And you never really want to see him, that ball hit that sweet spot. As the PA announcer has some fun there with the sponsor of the foul ball being the physical therapy sponsor, joking around. The Pilots are hosting this event, so it's the Pilots PA announcer, so they definitely have a friendship there. As the 0-1 pitch is crushed to left field, and that will drop for a single, as Zach Morgan will be in for a 1-out single. Really made great contact with that ball and drove it into left field, as Sam Thompson comes up to the plate. Tanner Carlson will be on deck. So a lot of substitutions here, getting as many players in as they possibly can, as Thompson and a pinch hit for Cody and for Justin Kirby, excuse me. First pitch to him is grounded over to Hamby on the mound. Hamby makes the play. The throw to first will not be in time, as that ball will go off the glove. And that will get away from Sullivan over at first. And so there's runners to the corners now for the National League team. Runners on first and third for the National League team. Tanner Carlson now up to bat for Cody Huff, as Carlson will get his first at bat of this All-Star game. Runners on the corners, 1 out, as the first offering to him will miss low for ball 1. And so a wave of minors getting subbed into this ball game, as on deck, subbing in for Matt Otino, is Kobe Boulware. So he'll get an at bat here, possibly in this 6th inning, as the 1-0 pitch is grounded down the third baseline, foul. And look at that third base coach out of the Pilots making an all-star play in foul territory, as he fields that one and gives it to the fans. Hey, it was a good play. As the count moves to 1-1, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners at the corners for the National League team. It's Thompson at first, as the 1-1 pitch on its way, as that's driven into left. 1 run will score. Thompson around second, will hold up at second, as Tanner Carlson will have an RBI single to extend the National League team up to 3-1. Kobe Boulware now in to hit for Matt Otino, and it appears that on deck too we'll have another substitution. So it appears that the starting lineup is slowly getting subbed out here. As Ethan English out of the Chinooks will stand on deck. Kobe Boulware up at the plate, As there's runners on first and second, one out as the first offering to him is fouled out of play for strike one. That foul ball is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. If you need any nut, bolt, or screw, or if foul ball does damage to your car, visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're located in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information as the 0-1 pitch on its way, off-speed pitch in there for a called strike two. And beyond the mound, trying to work his way out of this one. Already gave up one run on the inning as runners on first and second. 0-1 pitch on his way. Swung on and missed from Boulware. And now we'll get him down on strikes for out number two. Bringing up Ethan English. English is out of the Chinooks. He's listed as an infielder for this ballgame with a .250 batting average. As he comes into this ballgame, one of the best hitters out of the Chinooks lineup. As he steps in the right-handed batter's box, righty on righty matchup. First offering to him is swung on and missed for strike one. And Hamby has been really working that off-speed pitch, has been working really well for him. And that's what we've noticed so far. When he's faced the minors, his fastball has been very ineffective against him. But when he starts working that off-speed pitch, he is very deadly, as though 0-1 pitch is in there for a called strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The National League team already has one across as they extended their lead 3-1 in this ball game. Both teams have 3 hits apiece through 5 2/3 innings. As Ethan English checks his swing, home plate umpire says he went around for strike 3, so Hamby is able to work his way out of trouble. As the National League team does do some damage with 1 hit, with 1 run scored, no errors, and 2 runners left on. As we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, the National League leads the American League 3-1. Evan Floyd in the pitch here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, as the Matsu Minor pitcher will toe the rubber for the National League as they hold a 3-1 lead over the American League team. As Camden Vasquez will come in and hit here to lead off the inning, as both teams are starting to put in the substitutions. Camden Vasquez, though, is a starter on the American League team, but coming up through this next 2 innings, should expect a lot of replacements to get as many guys in as possible, as the first pitch to Vasquez will miss, will be in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count here at Mulcahy Stadium. 0-1 pitch driven into left field. That'll drop for a base hit, and Vasquez will lead off the inning with a single. Vasquez stands at first. Nobody out with Evan Floyd on the mound. Justin Vandenbrink now in to hit, a .259 hitter out of the Anchorage Bucks. As the American League team is trying to battle their way back from being down 2-0 early, they battled back to 2-1, and then the National League scored one in the top of the sixth, as they now lead 3-1. As the first pitch to Vandenbrink is a deadly slider, as that will be in there for a called strike one. 0-1 is the count to Vandenbrink. Vasquez over at first gets his lead, a threat to steal. As Floyd ready at the belt on the rubber. 0-1 pitch on his way as Vasquez goes from first. The throw down to second will not be in time, as they will appeal that check swing over to first base umpire, and he will say he did not go around, and the count leaving up at 1-1. Vasquez stands at second. Vandenbrink at the plate. Floyd on the mound here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. 3-1 ball game in favor of the National League. 1-1 pitch on his way, fouled straight back, and these hitters are nailing these two poles, as the count will move to 1-2. I mean, up in the press box, you usually can hear when the ball hits the pole, and you know it doesn't happen that often.
It's a little scary to tell you the truth. I mean,
it has
especially
happened
when it's
multiple
next to the
times.
press box.
You know, you haven't seen it that often, and you saw it probably 4 or 5 times already this ball game. As the 1-2 pitch in there for called strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Vandenbrink down on strikes, bringing up Chaney Rogers out of the Anchorage Bucks. Vasquez stands at second. Rogers up at the plate, a .270 hitter from the Anchorage Bucks, as Vasquez will stand at second. First pitch to him in there for a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Runner at second. 0-1 pitch on its way. It's a ground ball over to short. Otino makes the play. The throw over to first in time for out number 2. Bringing up Jess Davis out of the Chinooks. A .266 hitter. A left-handed hitter out of the Chinooks, with Evan Floyd on the mound out of the Miners. Camden Vasquez moves over 90 feet on the ground ball to short for out number 2. The first pitch to Davis is in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 is now the count to Davis. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs, with a runner on third. A 1-0 pitch on its way will miss low and inside for ball 2, and Floyd gets behind the count. 2 balls to no strikes. So Brandon, already around 5.5 innings of play are played here. What have you seen so far that you've liked?
Well, Evan Floyd pitching here. We'll see if he can work his way out of a jam. You remember in that extra inning game against the Oilers last week, as Davis misses at a fastball, 2-1. Floyd came into the game, bases loaded, 1 out. The Oilers one run away from winning that ball game and got him out of that jam. Clutch pitching from Floyd. Ever since that to start the year, he's really been dialed in out of the pen.
2-1 pitch on its way, misses in the dirt for ball 3. Cal will move to 3-1 to Davis at the plate. Miners with 16 of their players on this roster. The 3-1 pitch on its way is a ground ball over to first. Makes the play, the race over to first in time for out number 3. And that'll be your 6th inning. 1 hit, 1 runner left on, no errors and no runs scored. We head to the top of the 7th inning. National League 3, American League 1.
Garrett Spain leading things off here in the top of the 7th inning for the National League All-Star team. New pitcher on the hill for the American Leaguers from the Oilers. It'll be right-hander number 19, Heath Olive, on the hill. He's 2-1 on the year with a 4.67 ERA. As the first pitch to Garrett Spain, a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball. 1-0 now the count. Entering the 7th inning, the National League team ahead of the American Leaguers 3-1. As Olive from the stretch deals 1-0, and it's waved at and missed by Spain for strike one. 1-1 now the count. Nobody on and nobody out. 4 hits for both the National and American League teams. 1 error for the American Leaguers. Olive now working from the stretch once again, comes set at the letters, and the 1-1 pitch to Spain. Another fastball, and that one had some serious pop to it as it hit the mitt hard there. 1-2. Olive topping out in the low 90s there with that heater, looking sharp out of the bullpen. As Spain digs back in with fellow pilot teammate E.J. Andrews waiting in the on-deck circle. 1-2 pitch is a fastball in there for strike 3, and Spain knew it. Good fastball there at the knees for strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. It'll be all pilots due up here in this top of the 7th as number 31, E.J. Andrews, will take some hacks at it here.
Yeah, that was an impressive fastball right there. Blew it right by him for strike 3, and he is lights out on the mound already. One of the best fastballs in the game.
Olive is ready from the stretch, comes set. The first pitch to Andrews on the way, another heater, and again popping the mitt there. He's had some serious velocity here coming out of the pen. Not sure what that fastball's clocking in at, but I would imagine it's somewhere in the mid to high 90s with how hard he's throwing. As the 1-0 pitch on the way to Andrews misses low for a ball. 2-0. Olive, 20 walks, 18 strikeouts on the year. has struggled a bit with his command in this point. 10 games pitched, third innings of work. Nobody on, one out, the 2-0 to Andrews is hit well to left field, and this one had the distance but is foul to the left side. He was out in front of that one. Andrews was not fooled on that fastball.
No, not at all, and he crushed that one. And he kind of eyed it down, starting to walk over to first if that one did just make it into fair territory, but it will be foul, and 2-1's the count.
If it was fair, that one definitely would have been out of here. 2-1 count. Olive is ready. The pitch to Andrews, a breaking ball that runs upstairs and inside. So hitters count now 3-1 to Andrews of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Comes in hitting .234. 1 home run on the season, 10 RBIs, 16 walks, 8 stolen bases in 13 attempts. 3-1 pitch on the way. Fastball upstairs for ball 4. So Andrews takes his base, a free pass there. And it'll be another Anchorage Glacier Pilot coming up to the dish. Otino, a .280 hitter, stepping in. Got the start at shortstop today for the National League team. Steps back in. Andrews gets his lead from first. Very aggressive on the base pass. Not afraid to try to swipe a bag. He's attempted 13 times, as I mentioned. As Olive throws back over to first, they apply the tag to Andrews, but he is safe. Mostly Oilers in the infield here with John McKay behind the plate. McCord at first, Messenger at short, and then over at third as the first pitch on the way to Matt Otino, a fastball that misses away. Bobby Goodlow now at third base for the Oilers, and then Mason Corbett, the only non-Oiler in the infield, patrolling second base.
Yeah, the Oilers have 5 of the 9, and only 1 Buck is out there. The Bucks hold the majority on the team, but only 1 Buck is out on the field in right field for this American League team.
3-1 our score. The National Leaguers in favor of the American League. Top of the 7th. Hits for both squads as the National Leaguers have a man on first, looking to give themselves some insurance runs here. 1 man on, 1 man out. The 1-1 pitch on the way to Matt Otino. Andrews is on the move as Otino swings and fouls one over the press box, out of play, 1-2. And foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. 1-2's our count. Runner on first base. 1 out. Andrews gets his lead from first again. We'll see if he takes off. Olive is ready as he now throws back over to Andrews to keep him in check. Good move there. Andrews attempted to steal as the hit and run was unsuccessful on that last pitch. And as we've noticed, Tyler LeBron, the manager, is managing the National League team. He likes to call a good amount of hit and runs.
He does, and you know, first and third base coaches are controlled by the minors, so they know the signs that Tyler LeBron loves to do, and they'll call it when they see it.
As Otino checked his swing, but the home plate umpire says he went around for strike 3. Meanwhile, E.J. Andrews takes second base for the steal. So the National League team has a runner in scoring position with 2 down for Eric Webb.
Yeah, I love the situation for Eric Webb. No player is better than Eric Webb with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
Webb struck out in his last time aboard as a ball appears to have entered the field over on the first base side. We'll see if he can redeem himself in this at-bat. He walked back in the first inning and was punched out his last time around. Third plate appearance of the day for Webb, who, unlike most of the starters, has yet to be subbed out of the game. So Webb appears to be getting a full 9 innings of work here, or at least 7 for the time being. Runner at second, 2 outs. First pitch to Webb is a chopper back to the mound. A little half swing there. Olive picks it up, flips it over to first in time for the out, and the side is retired. National Leaguers leave a man in scoring position. Can't do anything with the walk. We're through 6.5. It's stretch time here at Mulcahy Stadium. Again, folks, we thank you for tuning in to the 2019 Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game. As in the bottom of the 7th, it is 3-1 in favor of the National League. Connor McCord will dig in to start the bottom half of the 7th inning. Stretch time is over here at Mulcahy Stadium. A plethora of fans on display here representing all teams, just as the All-Stars are, as Trevor McGee on the hill now, a member of the Chinooks, working in the bottom of the 7th. McCord is ready. First pitch to him is lined into left field, and that's going to drop and find some green for a leadoff single. So on the first pitch he sees, Connor McCord hits a frozen rope to left, his first base hit of the day, the 5th for the American Leaguers. They have out-hit the National League 5-4 so far in this one, but they still trail 3-1 as one Oiler leads to another here, as it will be Bobby Goodlow coming up to the dish. Goodlow, a member of TCU. McCord gets his lead from first. The first pitch to Goodlow on the way, a fastball just low for a ball, 1-0. McGee working from the stretch here, comes set at the belt. McCord again gets his lead and again misses to Goodlow, 2-0. Goodlow putting together a solid season thus far, as every member of these All-Star teams is. A .337 hitter, 30 hits on the season. That leads the Oilers. As the 2-0 pitch on the way is outside, and the count now goes to 3-0. As Trevor McGee back on the mound, and Nick, if you remember,